Hello and welcome. In this video I will show you how to mix the water drops with a PBR material. Could be any material, could be also a procedural material, doesn't really matter. Yeah, so this is just a sphere, UV sphere, and applied subdivision, and also added shade smooth and some light in the background, and I'll send you the file, so don't worry about this. Thing that we should worry about is this. Alright, where should I start? So this is the leather material, and so just erase this, yeah. Hold Alt and grab it. So we're gonna make exactly this. It's gonna be a little bit hard. So the first thing I wanna do is Shift D, drag this. I wanna actually first create the wardrobe material. Shift A and search for an eye. This is the second time recording this video, so I try to be fast. Press Control T. By the way, you should enable the Node Wrangler add-on, so you have all these shortcuts. I want to use object, and let's Shift A, search for color RAM. Shift D. Okay, so plug this here. Control Shift and click to preview, and let's see. Flip these and see which value is better. So unfortunately, if we add a group node, we can't control these sliders, so I'm just gonna control this with a mix RGB. Alright, so I just want to control this with I think this was color burn, I guess. Yeah, okay, so this should be black. Okay, now we can control, instead of controlling this like so with the slider, now we have a variable, so we can control this using the group node. Alright, so amazing. Let's make the water drops so that's small. Perfect. Control Shift click here to preview. Press Control Shift and search for bump. Plug this to the height, and plug this to the normal. There you have it. But it doesn't look really nice. It looks like, I don't know, it's very pointy, it doesn't look like water drops. So the first thing I want to do is here in this color RAM, I want to put this to ease. You have to do this. And I need to put this to 0.01 and the strength to 20, and press Shift A and S and search for okay, curve. Yes, this allows us to control RGB curve, of course, to control the shape of the water drops. Nice bumpy shape. Alright, so 25 probably. Great. So here in the view for night texture, I want to lower the randomness a little bit, and I want to add a mask for the to define where the water drops are and where the material is, the PBR material. Shift A, and let's plug this to the color, to the base color. This to this. Okay, there you go. Now we have more control. Get this all the way there. Yeah, this will work. Alright, so this is the mask. We'll use this to define where the water drops are. Grab this. Plug this, yeah, here. I want this to be the roughness value. Okay, I want to use the mask. Okay. So this is where the roughness value for the material. To actually let's remove this from the base color so we can see what's going on. Let's give it a color so we can see better. Let's go switch this to mix. Now, okay, so this controls the roughness of the water drop, and this controls the roughness of the material. Amazing. Okay, what else do we have? I think we are almost done. I think we will use a special material for the base color. Let's plug this here. I will use this mask right here. I'll use the color burn. No, I will use multiply. Clamp this. So here goes the, for example, the base color of this material, and let's switch these. Okay, now we control this. Control Shift S, search for invert. Now when I invert this, there you go. Now the water drops becomes darker. I can control the darkness of the water drops. This will work very well. Amazing. So what else? Just erase this, yeah. And what else? Give me a moment. Now we have the base color, roughness, and the... Okay, I think this is it. We still don't have this combined together. Oh wow, this will take a lot of space here. This is the most complicated part of this tutorial, but it's easy, believe me. What we will do is separate this bump map and separate this normal map. By the way, it is possible to combine a normal map with a bump map. We just need the vector output of these two. So I don't want you to grab this and break it. If it's normal map, you need a normal map node, and if it is a bump map, you need a bump node. Alright, with these separated, I want to mix the X with X, Y with Y, and Z with Z. So Shift A, search for mix RGB. Mix X with X. And the mask. This is the mask. And something like this here. This will control where this normal map should be. This bump map and normal map. Anyways, we are simply combining these two. Shift D and then Y. Be sure to keep them organized here. The first one has to always stay first. Okay. Shift D, again Z with Z, and again, actually the mask is a bit too far away. Just hold Shift, right click and drag like so. Now we have this dot. Let's put it right here. Plug this to the factor, this to the factor. Shift A, search for combine XYZ. Simply X. Oh no, this is the last one. So, see, the first one here is the X coordinate. Second one is the Y coordinate. The last one is Z, and this will be plugged directly into the normal. Okay, let's say now I want to combine these two. This up, normal map. Okay. So this is the reason why I want to add a group This is really messy. Anyways, so again, we mixed these two normal maps. Let's plug this here. Okay, as you can see, it is flipped. So what I want to do is simply flip these two. Put this and put this down. Instead, plug this here and this here. Okay, now the normal map is working correctly. Now how about the base color, this one. So let's plug this right here into the base color and mix this the base color. So again, this controls the darkness. So we are left with the roughness, which is this one. Plug the roughness to the roughness. Is this correct? Nope. There you go. There you go. Now we are controlling the roughness. Not quite well. We need the roughness information from the material. So it's hard to get this there. So press Shift Alt, right click, drag, right this. So I need the color information to go to the which one was it? First one? Yeah, the first one, I guess. There you go. So goes to the first one. And this controls the roughness of the water drops. You want to keep it the same, almost 100%. Alright, amazing. So now we are having something like this. So we mix these, but one thing, the water drops does not look very good. We need some distortion. So I want to distort the Voronoi texture using a noise texture. Whoops. So how can we do this? Let's use the same coordinate. Alright, so again, I want to distort the Voronoi texture, which controls the particle, the water drops. I want to distort it using the noise texture. Shift A, search for mix RGB. So I want to mix the texture coordinate with this noise texture, and I want to use the basically all of these work, I guess. Most of them do work just fine, but as you can see, the image moves away a little bit. You don't have much control. So I like to use linear light. This works a lot better. It keeps the particles at the same location. Perfect. This controls the density. This controls the size. So again, all these information, I will put them in the group node, so we can control everything. So yes, all this. Select everything. Don't select the material. We just want to select the water drop material and all this madness here. So Control and G to group. You can press tab to switch between the group and the material. Okay, so what should we use? So I think this is already working. As you can see here, this is our material. This is our node group. So first thing, I want to change the name of the node group. Here in the property, call this ND mat. Control C. Okay. Let's give it a nice color. This is really unnecessary, but let's give it the color. Why not? Okay, I'll go with this. Anyways, okay. So tab to enter the group. Great. As I said, we already have all the information, but we cannot tweak the values, tweak the settings, like distort the particles, resize the water drops, and so on. So, but it is functional. And yeah, let's do this. Tab to enter the group. So, okay, let's name these first. Yeah, this is the normal map. Material. Normal map. I have no idea what this is, so let's see. This goes to the base color. Yeah, so the second is the base color. Great. Call this matte base color. Alright. This is simply the base color. Roughness. So I don't like it being a color input and color output. For the roughness I want to be a grayscale. So how do we do this? It's the second one. So search for any. Okay, so we have this X one. Yeah, this one. Plug this right here and unplug. So now I can use this instead of this. This is saying X, so let's rename this and call this roughness. Perfect. And do the same thing. We actually don't need this anymore, so because we have another one for the roughness. Is the roughness plugged? Yeah. Great. How about the input? Let's delete it. Wow, this is going all the way here. Okay. So let's use one of these factors. Alt Shift and drag this here. Okay, Alt Shift, do the opposite. Okay. So it's a new one, and I wanna add it to the factor. Unplug it. Now we have this one new, and we don't need this. Call this matte roughness. Roughness. Great. And I'm lost. Yeah, let's plug this right here to the first. So hold Alt Shift, right click and drag. So I want this matte roughness to go to the first one. I thought that I had an issue, but the issue is not here. The issue is actually here, that the roughness is not plugged. One thing is that these lines are crossing each other. It's good to organize them. So let's enter the group. As you can see, it is working correctly, but as you can see, the normals should be down. There's a bit down, like so. I think now when I go outside, now the lines are not crossing each other. This is great. I can enter the group. So let's start with the how about the bump intensity, bump strength. Yeah. So let's add this. So add a new. Alt Shift, drag this to the bump node. I want to add a new one and plug this to the strength here. Now we have ability to control the strength outside the group, and call this wow, bump strength. Wow, it's too dark here. Alright, I added a light. I couldn't see the keyboard, so don't ever think I don't know how to type. Anyways, so where were we? Yeah, we added the strength. Now outside the group we can control the strength like so. Amazing. Enter the group again, and now what do we want to control? Oh yeah, we want to control the I lost the words. The density. Okay. Alt Shift to drag this right here. Whoa. New and to the factor. And yes, we want to call this density. And scale, yeah, let's control the scale as well. So Shift Alt, drag this to this Voronoi texture, and new one, and scale. Call this size. Alright, so now you have another setting. This controls the size. The water drops. Density. The density also lowers the that makes the size smaller. The density also controls the size, but again you can adjust using this. Great. Again, enter the group. What else do we have to do? I don't think we need to control the roughness, but you could do so. I'm not gonna do this. Won't control the distortion. So Alt Shift, right click, drag. I also want to control this. Call this distortion. Alright, again I want to control the scale. This distortion. I also want to control the detail. Alright, so actually I'm close, so I can do this easily. Scale and detail. Alright, so call this scale, and this for distortion, and this detail. Detail. Alright, so yeah, this is it, I guess. So now we have, you can plug any material you want, and simply yeah, control these settings. Strength. Just to remember whether I forgot anything. Alright. Okay, you know, just why not control the roughness value? So Alt Shift, right click, drag up, and new one to the second color. Yes. Okay. Ah, there you go. Now we have the color too. So okay, so I don't really like it to be a color. I want it to be a grayscale from 0 to 1. Yeah, let's use one of these. Hold Alt, click, Control and right click to cut it. And now I will use this for the roughness instead of instead of this color. I'll use, okay, let me just call this WD. WD roughness. Alright, and again Alt Shift, right click and drag WD roughness to the second color. Amazing. Okay, now we can select the roughness of the water drop. Great, so we have this node, group node. You can use it in any material. So let's delete this one, add a new material. With this selected, press Ctrl Shift and T and simply search for any material you want to add. What about this plaster? Alright, let's use this plaster. Shift A and search for WD matte, the new group that we made. Plug this here, so the color, base color to base color, roughness to roughness, and here we have the normal map to the normal map. It could be anything. If it is a bump map, if you have a bump map, just search for bump and plug your bump map here, and again plug the bump map to this. Okay, and roughness. Where's roughness? And okay, everything's plugged. We do have this displacement plugged, but yeah, displacement really destroys this. So let's not use displacement. You can use displacement if you use cycles. This will look better. Lower the strength. Oh yes, just forgot something. It's crazy I didn't even... Oh yes, there you go. Control the dark color. So yeah, I need a setting for this one. Drag and there you go. Right here we have this invert. Now let's name it actually first. Okay, now we have this new value. Really awesome. Anyways, I don't want to take more from your time. I think this is enough. And get back to EV. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, I will... This file will be available in the link in the description. You can buy it for $3 million. Take care everyone.